Hey, what's going on? It's Brian here in the TST Industries garage, and I am going to walk you through another very quick and easy modification for this Honda Grom. I do want to make a note that although I'm installing this on a 2017, this carbon fiber rear hugger that we're going to be installing does actually fit on the previous gen model of the Grom as well. Besides really just looking quite badass and kind of sexy in my opinion, there's not a whole lot of reasons that you'd actually want to do this besides weight savings, but if carbon is something that you are into, like we are here at TST, I would definitely suggest picking one of these up. Again, this install is going to be really simple, so let's just jump right into it. All right, so to make this process a little bit quicker, a little bit easier, I've gone ahead and grabbed some of the tools that I'm going to need for this process. That would be an M5 Allen key. This is also an M5, however, just a different style. I choose to use a T-handle. These tools are specific to my installation right now. I will need a spring puller and two 12mm wrenches, and that is because I'm going to have to actually take the exhaust that I have here and pivot it down so I can access the fastener that's kind of tucked up behind there. Now, the reason that I have this shorter kind of L handle style Allen key is because on the stock exhaust, depending on the width of your tool, you may actually be able to get in to that little space and get that fastener out. However, I cannot, being that the arrow is a little bit closer to the swing arm than the OEM. So what I have to do is I actually have to remove the bolt that mounts this up and swing that down so I can access that fastener. That's what I'm gonna get doing right now. So I'm going to start and just pull the spring off, and then I'm going to remove the fastener that's hanging the exhaust on the rear set itself. And just like that, it pivots on down. Now again, if you guys don't have access to a very short Allen key, or possibly just aren't running the exact same system as us, you may actually have to remove your exhaust entirely to access this fastener. If you do have to remove your exhaust entirely and you're a little unsure about that, we do have a video already covering the exhaust removal of this. That would be the install of this here arrow. However, that's not what we're gonna get into. So I'm gonna grab my 5T handle and remove this fastener, remove the 2 on the other side, and then we're gonna throw that carbon piece on. All right. One more to go after this. Don't lose those, we will be reusing them. And just like that, guys, just want to lift straight up, kind of pull back. There's a little recess that you kind of have to dodge the shock around. With the OEM one in the garbage, we are ready to install our gorgeous carbon fiber tire hugger. You may have to flex it outward a tiny bit. And notice here that although I am on the fasteners on this side is not lined up. So I'm going to take my hand, get my fingers underneath there, and just kind of allow that to locate itself. And there we go. All right, I'm going to hand thread the fasteners that are removed back in. They do have to go through a little bit of material here, so I want to make sure that I get them started by hand so I'm not cross-threading them. There's one, and there's the rear. Now I can go ahead and tighten these down a little bit, but as with the front fender, if you did watch that, I'm just going to go a little bit tight, work on the other side, and then really come back through and crank everything down once everything's in the right spot. There's a possibility that if I really crank down on these, it would kind of offset the other side and not allow me to get the screw in at the right angle. Let's move to the other side now. Again, I'm just going to take the extra precautionary step of hand threading this in as to not cross thread. And then I am going to actually tighten this one down a little bit more, go back to the other side and really tighten those all the way down. Now you do want to make sure that the shoulder of these bolts actually seats down into the carbon fiber, because you wouldn't want that shoulder to catch on the lip and actually cause a stress on that piece. Grab my stool, and I'm gonna start the process putting the exhaust back on. All right, guys, and just like that, we have a carbon fiber rear hugger on our Honda Grom. Literally as easy as 1, 2, 3. Those were the only fasteners that we had to remove. So if you do really like the way that that carbon fiber tire hugger looks, or maybe something else caught your eye, maybe it was the Womit Tech axle sliders, maybe it was our undertail and taillight system for this Grom, could even be an exhaust. If you're looking for Grom parts, visit us at tstindustries.com. Get out there and ride.